Hey everybody, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are making these awesome, simple, delicious grilled chicken tips on the Weber Kettle. Let's go! We're gonna jump right in with this cook. It's gonna be an easy, quick cook, and it's going to make a lot of people happy with its simplicity and tastiness. First thing we got is a bunch of these boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Got them on sale at my local grocery store, so we scooped them up. First thing we're gonna do is get these trimmed up. Now on these boneless, skinless thighs, you can see that there's a lot of this fat on here. You don't want that on there, so we're gonna take that off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get the majority of that hard, kind of nasty fat off of there. A good sharp knife really helps with this. And we're not going to get too crazy because some of this will cook off. You just really want to get that big, heavy stuff out of there. And that's perfect. That's a good looking chicken thigh. We're going to go ahead, keep trimming these, and then come back and season them. We have our chicken thighs trimmed up. We're not looking for a competition grade or anything like that trim job, but we want to have a decent trim so we're not eating grizzle and tough fat. These are trimmed up. Now we're going to season them. Just going to open all these back up here. Some of them are definitely smaller than others. Some got a little bit more trim. That's okay, because in the end, we're gonna be cutting these up. Right now, we just wanna get a good seasoning on here. And today, we're trying out the Sucklebuster's Clucker Dust chicken rub on these chicken thighs. I tried some of this rub just by itself, and it's delicious, so this is gonna be great. Give these a good seasoning. Pat that in. And get the other side as well. And give this a quick seasoning. Seasoned chicken, ready to go on the grill. Next thing we're gonna do is fire up that Weber Kettle. We're using Jealous Devil lump charcoal. We're using it in the slow and sear, but you don't necessarily have to use a slow and sear. You could just stack charcoal in the back of your grill, then dump a small chimney of lit coals on top of that, and that's gonna give us enough fuel to cook this meal. These are thin pieces of chicken, and they are gonna cook relatively quick. Let's get that Weber fired up and get the chicken on the grill. Grill's nice and hot. First thing we're gonna do is hit it with a little duck fat. Just try to ensure that that chicken's not gonna stick to the grate. Great, seasoned up, ready to go. Now it's time to get that chicken on. This chicken has been sitting here with the seasoning on for a few minutes. That seasoning's really starting to take to the chicken, so it's time to throw this chicken on. Again, this is gonna be fast and quick cook. Chicken's on the grill. We're gonna close the lid, let it go maybe 15 minutes, and we're gonna check back on it. We don't wanna overcook it. Our internal temperature we're shooting for is gonna be in that 165 to 180. These are thighs, so they can go a little bit higher than the chicken breast because of the fat content in this meat. It will not dry out at a little bit higher, but we still wanna hit that target of that 165 to 180 range. It's a pretty decent range. We're gonna try to hit it. So let's close this grill up and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Chicken's been on about 15-20 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the color, check some internal temps, and then get a sauce on these. Let's go check these. These are coming along nice. We're gonna go ahead and temp some of these here. 130, 135, about 140. So we're in that 130 to 140 range. That's perfect. We're gonna go ahead and hit this with at least one coat, maybe 2 coats of sauce. Today we're using Mitch Whomp Sauce. Delicious. I think it's gonna pair great with this Sucklebuster, so let's sauce this up. Chicken sauced up, looking great. We're gonna let this keep cooking. Hopefully we're gonna get some little char bits on the chicken thigh, and later on in this cook, depending on how they're looking, I might throw them over that live fire to get a little bit of crispy on there with that sauce, some caramelization going on. So we're gonna close this up, come back, check in about 10-15 minutes. Like I said, this is gonna be a quick cook, maybe 40 minutes total. Let's close it back up. Then in about another 15-20 minutes or so, let's go check on some temps. Take a look at these thighs. Looking good. We're starting to get some of that caramelization on the sauce from the sauce that we like. All right, we're in the mid 150s, 160 there, 160 there. We're in the mid anywhere from upper 140s to mid 160s. I'm gonna throw some of these right over that open flame, crisp it up a little bit, and then pull some off. Now while these are over the open flame here, you wanna kind of move them quickly because these could char up and burn rather quickly. We're gonna go ahead and run the rest of these the same way. And as this lid is open longer, the more oxygen is getting to this fuel, the hotter that fire is gonna get. So you really wanna be paying attention to what you're doing at this time. Some of these could use a little bit more loving from that fire, so we'll get those back on there as well. Now you see these charred bits on the end here? That is my favorite, absolute favorite part. These are looking great. We're gonna check some temperatures on them right now. I love that char on there. Makes for great flavor, that caramelization of that sauce. Let's check the temps and then pull these off if they're done. So we're still temping in the high 150s, low 160s. I'm gonna let this go for another 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna close the lid back up, let these set up real nice. These chicken thighs are done and looking amazing. Now the reason we're calling these things chicken tips is because we're just gonna cut them into slices and serve them that way. So we'll show you how we're gonna cut them now. Get these over to the side here. And now we're just gonna go and start cutting these into slices. And just like with rib tips, you got these nice chunks, perfectly cooked, juicy as can be. Perfect temp. These all cooked to somewhere between 165 and 175. None of them went over. Got one of those little nubbin pieces that I absolutely love. So good. This combination of rub, the Sucklebuster's chicken rub, along with the Mitch Whomp Sauce, perfect combination. Get that char from direct heat cooking on there as well. Oh, these are good. And if you want, hit them with a little more sauce, but in my opinion, they don't need a thing right now. Just kind of mash them around with the juices on your cutting board. Now these kind of look like the shape of rib tips. That's why we're calling these chicken tips. Absolutely delicious. Definitely try this out at home. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can usually find them on sale cheap, and this is a great meal or even appetizer. Absolutely delicious. If you like what we did here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you checking out the video. Thanks again for stopping by. We appreciate y'all. Take care, everybody. Peace.